Application Programming Interfaces or APIs are a critical component of modern software development, and they allow developers to build applications and microservices more rapidly. The abstract concept behind an API as a programmable access point into another application has been in existence since the early days of computer science. But the ways and means of implementing them have gone through multiple transformations over the last few decades. API existed in the pre-internet world, then Web 2.0 paradigm, especially the REST framework. Web 2.0 was all about mobile, social, and cloud, where the use of APIs skyrocketed. Today, we have ushered into what some would call Web 3.0. If we put all the jargon and the semantics aside, it is about the next phase of web innovation based on edge computing, decentralization with blockchain protocol, and the services based on artificial intelligence or AI and machine learning. The APIs continue to power all of the interaction like a glue between consumers and publishers of various services behind the scenes. Thanks to the rise of microservices and digital transformation efforts, according to a 2020 report from Akamai, 83% of web traffic today is now API traffic, and that's mind blowing. Now, if I put my cybersecurity hat on, the APIs provide plenty of attack surfaces and attack vectors for data breaches. Traditional vulnerabilities such as SQLI, CSRF, and XSS are becoming less common in APIs, and there has been an increase in vulnerabilities that are specific to APIs. So in this video, I want to discuss API security and what it means for you as a cybersecurity professional today in 2021. I will also share my thoughts on how I believe the API security landscape is shifting. Let's go. Hi, my name is Afaq. Hope you're doing well. Hope your stock portfolio is doing better than mine. So before we get into the details of API security, I want to share with you some stats about why API security is a top concern for cybersecurity leaders today. By security leaders, I mean CIO, CISO, DPO, UFO. I think you get the idea. The link to the survey is in the description. Anyhow, 7 out of 10 enterprises use more than 50 APIs. 8 out of 10 security leaders wish to have more control over API security, and 9 out of 10 security leaders are going to make API security a top priority over the next 12 to 24 months. So when it comes to API security, the security leaders have 3 top priorities: access control, security testing, and anomaly detection and prevention. So beyond these priorities, the key enablers for security APIs are integration with the organization's existing systems and gaining visibility into their APIs in the first place. So OWASP has taken up API security as a top priority, and in 2019 it published the very first list of top 10 API vulnerabilities. I think it is a good way to tee up the API security conversation. So let's go through the list together. Number 1, broken object level authorization. So APIs expose endpoints that handle object identifier, creating a wide attack surface. Object level authorization checks should be considered in every function that accesses a data source using input from the user. Number 2, broken authentication. If authentication mechanisms are implemented incorrectly, they allow attackers to compromise authentication tokens or exploit implementation flaws in assuming other users' identity. No doubt, compromising the system's ability to identify the user also compromises the overall API security. Number 3, excessive data exposure. Often developers expose all object properties and rely on client apps to perform the data filtering before displaying it to the user. The filters can then be abused to gain access to the sensitive data. Number 4, lack of rate limiting. I think this is a big one. Quite often APIs do not impose any restrictions on the size or number of resources that can be requested by a user. Well, not only can this impact the API server performance, but it also leaves the door open to authentication flaws such as brute force. Number 5, broken functional level authorization. So when you have complex access control policies across groups and roles without clear separation between admin and non-admin functions, it may lead to authorization flaws. By exploiting these issues, hackers can gain access to other users' resources or administrative functions. Number 6, Mass assignment. Vulnerabilities occur when a user can initialize or override server-side variables for which are not intended by the application. This can be done by either guessing objects' properties, exploring other API endpoints, reading the documentation, or providing additional object properties in request payloads. Number 7, security misconfiguration. So there are several causes of security misconfiguration, but generally it is about the insecure default configurations or incomplete or ad hoc configurations, open cloud storage, misconfigured HTTP headers, unnecessary HTTP methods, and what have you. Number 8, injection. So this is about the injection flaws such as SQL or NoSQL command injections. So this happens when an attacker can figure out a way to fool the DB interpreter into executing commands that allows access to unauthorized data. Number 9, improper assets management. APIs tend to expose more endpoints than traditional web applications, so it is super crucial to exercise tight asset management such as taking down deprecated API versions and avoid exposing debug endpoints. Number 10 and final, insufficient logging and monitoring. You would not believe me if I were to tell you that the average time to detect a breach today is 220 days. If you have insufficient logging and or monitoring, you are only adding more time to that number. Now here are my final thoughts on API security. While OWASP Top 10 list captures most of the common causes of API abuses, there are still more attack vectors and risks out there. Like hackers can bypass the first layer of access control by using valid credentials, or stolen or unexpected token leak is yet another risk. Oftentimes, OAuth token can be compromised through phishing or included maybe in a company's GitHub public repos. Hackers can also choose to completely bypass the client app and go straight into probing the API server to find hidden vulnerabilities. Number 2, if it is still not clear as to whose job API security is, at the end of the day, it is everyone's job. It is the developer's job, the QA guy's job, and the security leadership. You can also apply several well-known best practices such as API inventorying, access control, real-time threat detection with an API gateway or a WAF, API security testing with tools such as Postman, and finally monitoring APIs with tools such as Loggly or AppDynamics and whatnot. With API usage skyrocketing, they have become a target for hackers and APTs, and that means securing APIs has never been more important than it is right now. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. I'm keen to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you back here on Monday and Friday. Sometime on Wednesday. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.